Griefers in Red Dead Online. Is it a problem, and is Rockstar doing enough to combat the problem? We put a poll out on our YouTube channel, and 53% of you say yes, it is a problem, and no, Rockstar does not do enough to regulate it. Also, 25% say no, it's not a problem, and no, Rockstar doesn't do enough to regulate it. So, going through all the numbers here, we're trying to figure out exactly what is going on. So stick around as we jump right into it in this episode of the RDO Show. Howdy Cowpoke, Austin BMX here. Thanks for checking out today's video. Today we are looking at griefers in Red Dead Online. This is our second episode of the RDO Show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump right into it. So Red Dead Online has been around for 2.5 years. We're going on the third year here in a few months. Well, you know, later this year, it'll be 3 years. And the first instance of Red Dead Online, back in beta days, yeah, griefing was pretty bad. In my experience, it's not as bad as it has been in the past, although there are some pretty crazy tales and stories of different problems that people have been having with griefers. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at what is griefing in regards to video games and in more specific Red Dead Online. So if we look at Google, you know, because Google is the best thing ever out in the world, that lets us know everything we don't know about, right? We got definition right here. A griefer or bad faith player is a player in a multiplayer video game who deliberately irritates and harasses other players within the game using aspects of the game in unintended ways, such as destroying someone else's stuff that they've built. So let's take a look at a couple different wordings in here. So deliberately irritates and harasses. What can that mean in Red Dead Online? Now, before we get into all of this and everyone starts spamming the comments with, this is a cowboy game, it's a multiplayer game, you're a freaking whiner. Yeah. There's going to be a bunch of those people out there, all the dislikes. Let's get one thing straight. Yes, this is a cowboy-based free roam online multiplayer game. So, we should expect people to run around and be outlaws in the game. Completely understandable. If you're roaming around Red Dead Online and a player comes up to you and shoots you in the back for no apparent reason, are they a griefer? No, they would not be. They're just someone who likes to be an outlaw in Red Dead Online. If you engage in a fight back with them and fight for a little while and they kill you multiple times and you ride off into the sunset on your merry way and they do the same, are they a griefer? No. If someone shoots you in Red Dead Online and you do not shoot back and you say, good job, dude, good kill, and you go on your merry way and they follow you and shoot you again, and they follow you and shoot you again, and they follow you and shoot you again, and you do not fight back at all, you just try to go on your merry way and do your own game, are they a griefer? Probably. If you're doing a trailer delivery and someone comes up behind you and shoots you in the back, steals your wagon, and takes it on to do the delivery themselves because that is an aspect of the game, are they a griefer? No. Are they a crazy major outlaw in this game? Yeah, most likely, and they like to do stuff that gets them in trouble with the law, but that's not a griefer. If you're doing a trader wagon and someone comes up behind you and all of a sudden out of nowhere, your wagon explodes into a million pieces from a dynamite arrow from, 200 yards away, are they a griefer? Yeah, most likely they probably are. Howdy Cowpoke, post-production Austin here. If you guys have made it this far into this video, then you are true Red Dead Online enthusiasts like we are. If you guys haven't already, smash that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers. It is our next major goal. When we do, we got something for a giveaway. right here. There it is. You guys can always see it up in our videos. We have an extra PlayStation 5 that will be given away when we hit 40,000 subscribers. It is free. All you guys got to do is make sure you hit that subscribe button. Watch our live streams because you'll get points to earn raffle tickets that we will use live on stream to give this bad boy away to one of you guys. Now I'll let you guys get right back to the video. So when we talk about griefers in Red Dead Online, there's a fine line right there of what actually is happening in the game. A lot of people can play this game and run around and shoot each other, and it wouldn't be considered griefing at all. I am totally fine if I'm riding around and someone shoots me. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'll just keep my merry way and no problem at all. If they chase you down and just keep constantly over and over and over and over and shooting you, then, you know, they most likely are a griefer. What can you do? What can you do? What tools has Rockstar given us to be able to combat this and get away from it? First, let's talk about a few things. The difference between a griefer and a hacker, because that's going to be another big topic. And I've seen a lot of comments on that as well, with people talking about IP-based hacking and chasing people down. That's completely different. We may have to get into another video on more on that. People who use mods in this game aren't necessarily griefers. I'm totally fine with people using PC mods if it's for fun, shenanigans, and entertainment. Using mods to actually do what we talked about a minute ago as a griefer and blow people up, chase them across the map, follow them everywhere, yeah, then that hacker has moved into the griefer realm of doom. But if you just use mods in this game, even in online, which it's definitely frowned upon, but if you use mods in this game in online, yeah, either one, then to spawn a hilarious multiple big alligator, or spawn the hot air balloon, or a crazy ship in the middle of town, I mean, that's pretty hilarious. I've seen it every once in a while, and it's pretty funny. Then, no, you're not a griefer. You're just a pretty awesome guy with some cool mods. But again, that begs the question, what has Rockstar done to help combat this, or regulate it, or anything at all? So we all know, we've talked about the definition of griefing, so we're done there. The next thing to talk about is, what can you do, or what have they done? I haven't had any major problems with griefers. Every once in a while when we're streaming, of course, we have people who jump in on us and they kind of ruin our shenanigans because they know they're on stream, and that usually brings out the worst in people for some reason, because they think they're ruining our day, and it's going to be, you know, they're causing so much anguish and so much trouble in our life. Oh my gosh, our thing got ruined. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Life goes on. But jump in lobbies, easiest thing to do. Yes, Rockstar needs to do more and give us private lobbies. That would be fantastic. Or a true passive mode, because defensive mode doesn't work at all. Because if a true griefer is after you for a while, they have ways to either use that to their advantage or bump you out of there. We don't have any kind of passive or private lobbies for people that just want to roam around and enjoy this beautiful world that Rockstar has built for us in just a passive way. So that would be one easy thing to do. We have the ways to get into semi-solo lobbies ourselves, and a lot of people do that so they can roam around. But the recent player list in the player menu, is that enough? I think that should not be in the game. If you run into someone who wants to follow you and they're able to follow you nonstop, then that would be problematic. And I believe that is one major reason why PlayStation recently has deleted all their communities on the PlayStation 4, and they were not available on the PlayStation 5 because those communities got pretty toxic and they can't regulate that. Same thing with Rockstar in their games. They can't regulate everything that's happening in every lobby, but they can give us more tools to be able to stay away from that kind of stuff. So how does the recent player list work? Well, if you engage in any activity with another player, then they get set up on your recent players list. Usually, my experience, that's only with showdowns. If you go into showdowns, anybody that you actually are in a lobby with in showdowns will show up on your recent players list. Or if you're in a posse with them. If you randomly run across a player in Red Dead Online, just in free roam, there is no way, unless they're some sort of a hacker, because that's a different story, there's no way for them to just follow you directly to another lobby. Won't happen. I've never had a recent player pop up on my recent player list that I just ran into someone randomly. Even if you fight them continuously in a big old war, as soon as you jump lobbies, you should be good to go. Unless they've done their homework and research and they were able to use other people to jump back on you again, or use those communities that they knew about. Some people are pretty aggressive, and as soon as they got in a fight with you, they'd immediately go to your profile and see what groups you're in. And if you were in an open group, they would join that open group as well, because it's just open, because there's no regulation on there. And then they had the ability to keep jumping back on you. That could have been a thing as well. But if you do run into some players and they're griefing you, check your recent players list. If they are on there for some reason, like they were in showdowns with them a while back or something, the best way to get rid of those is just to restart the game, unfortunately. Usually restarting your game, like closing the application down and restarting it, will clear that stuff out, even on their end as well. We've tested it. It should work. So Rockstar has done a few things, not much though. It should give us the ability to clear our recent list just like inside the lobby. Like on that recent players list, we should be able to hit like triangle or something and just clear list. There's no reason that stuff should be in there. Now, of course, in this video, we're talking directly about griefing in game and what it consists of and what Rockstar can do to combat that and help regulate it and give us some tools for it. This conversation can get pretty intense if we talk about hackers. We'll maybe save that for another video. I don't know much about that because we don't play on PC very much at all. And I know there's some awesome, great videos out there that people have done and dealt with it. Maybe we'll dive into that a little more during another episode. So we're just sticking with griefers. So I know there's gonna be a lot of comments in there about IP stealing and all that. So all we'll say is, yes, Rockstar needs to do everything they can to combat that and regulate it, because that is way beyond just standard free roam griefing. And there should be some kind of security on the back end where Rockstar is doing that. And I know they have put out some communication and gone after a few different hacking tools, but I mean, as a huge company that they are, they should be putting very big amounts of resources in there to keep their customers' information safe. Because I know I work in telecommunications and we do tons of things to keep customer information safe, and IP addresses and stuff like that is one thing. So Rockstar definitely needs to step it up on that end, but that's a whole nother video. So we've gone through quite a lot of the comments in here. There's over 400 comments. I've read through pretty much all of them over the last couple of weeks in our poll here. A lot of people have the same ideas and thoughts that we've been talking about here. Is, you know, griefing in its infancy is someone who irritates and harasses person nonstop, and not just someone in this game that's playing it like a cowboy, because that's part of the game anyway. Also, most people are saying that the griefers are usually low levels who are just starting the game. That's probably 50-50 for me, and I wouldn't even say that they're griefers, you know. Low player who's in Valentine and all of a sudden just starts shooting you. I mean, I haven't had any low players chase me across the map. Usually they shoot you for a little while, and then once you're off their radar, then they are good to go. It's only probably one out of every 5 times that we actually get shot in this game, which doesn't happen very often, is usually someone who will chase you around for a while and wants a big fight. But again, we just jump lobbies. We're usually on console. We're barely ever in showdowns except for a daily challenge. So usually I could just jump lobbies back to camp and just go on my merry way and be fine. Haven't had a wagon get exploded in quite a while. We've had a few people try to steal them recently. It was a lot of fun. If you're playing this game the way Rockstar intended it, and you're an outlaw and you want to steal other people's wagons, it actually makes it a lot of fun. So don't get mad if someone is trying to steal your wagon. It definitely is a bummer, of course. And if you don't want to have that fight, you can always just shut the game down and restart a different lobby. That works as well. But if you have a whole full posse and a few people are coming after you, try to steal your wagon, I mean, sometimes it's pretty fun and exciting to get that wagon delivered with some actual non-AI people shooting at you. You know, a lot of fun there. Looking at more comments here, we got a few. It says, you know, griefing isn't a problem. That's what we've been looking through the comments. Everyone's saying griefing is not a problem. It's not a problem. No. I'm reading through here. Rarely get griefed. Get griefed is not so bad. Haven't experienced it very much. Griefing experience exists as long as it's not modded. Yeah, that's true. We're not talking about hackers too much here. This person, Daniel, says the game set right at the end of the Wild West period. What else you'd expect? Fight them back. I mean, that is true. Don't jump lobbies. Don't switch on your game. Fight. I mean, here's the thing when I talk about that, people were like, well, it's a Wild West game. It is. And if you shoot me in the Wild West, I am dead. I no longer exist for you to shoot again. That's the thing. I wish there was like a cooldown. Like if players shot each other, immediately like a parlay would happen, you know, because if you want a real life Wild West simulation, if you shoot me, I'm dead. You can't shoot me 10 times in 2 minutes. Okay. I don't know what universe you're living in, but in no universe that I know about, although there could be somewhere, that resurrection happens immediately. Right. So I hear you there, Daniel, but I think that there should be there. If someone shoots me and kills me, yep, they're an outlaw. I died. They get a bounty because they murdered me. And I should just respawn somewhere else outside of their universe because I'm dead. Let's see. Someone says, I don't run into griefers, mostly natural gameplay. That's good. So yes, we're going through here. Yes, bound to meet a griefer every lobby. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever met a griefer every lobby. I mean, most of our lobbies are pretty dang quiet, to tell you the truth. So going through all the comments here, a lot of people say, no, haven't seen it very much. So I'm trying to figure out why 53% of the votes here, of 5,000 votes, 53% say yes, griefing is a problem in Red Dead Online. But we go through all the comments and a lot of people say, no, ain't a problem at all. So after hearing all this, you guys let me know down in the comments your thoughts, if you agree what we talked about, if you agree that the definition of griefing and how it regulated by Rockstar, and if there's a few things they could do to make it a little better, but is it really a problem? Because our poll here is kind of throwing us back and forth, so I'm not quite sure. If you guys enjoyed this episode of the RDO Show, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel for more Red Dead Online content, including tips and tricks, news updates, gameplay, just good old-fashioned fun. We have more episodes of the RDO Show coming out in the future, including live episodes with guest viewers. So make sure to watch for that. Hope to see you on the prairie sometime, but until then, see you later.